Let's have a look at question 14. So this is an integration by substitution question. So use the substitution u equal to 4 minus root h to show this integral is equal to that, okay? So let's start this one. U is equal to 4 minus root h. So we can write root h as h to the power half, and then differentiate this. Du over dh is equal to 4 differentiate to 0. And then for negative h to the power half, we can bring down the power and then minus 1 the power. And then we can simplify this. So into du over dh is equal to negative 1 over 2 root h, because h to the power half is root h, and the power of the negative one just means 1 over, so we can put root h in the denominator. So to make dh as a subject, we can just times by 2 root h for both sides, and then times by dh for both sides, and also put the negative to the other side. So that means dh is equal to negative of 2 root h du. Now we have dh in terms of du, we can do the extra substitution. So we have integral dh over 4 minus root h. So straight away we can change dh into negative 2 root h and then du, and then divide by 4 minus square root of h. So then negative 2 root h is just equal to, so if we rearrange, make root h as a subject, the root h should be 4 minus u. Because if u is equal to 4 minus root h plus root h for both sides and then minus u for both sides, then root h is just equal to 4 minus u. So now we have root h equal to 4 minus u here, and then 4 minus root h, that's just same as u. So we can put u in the denominator. So expand it out, we have negative 8 and then plus 2u, all divided by u du. So that's equal to negative 8 over u. So negative 8 divided by u is just negative 8 over u. And then 2u divided by u is just 2. So now if we integrate that, so negative is just negative, 8 is just 8, 1 over u integrate to ln u. And then 2 will integrate to 2u plus c. And then we can change everything back to, what do we have? Okay, we need to change everything back to h. So because u is equal to 4 minus root h, so we just change everything back to 4 minus root h. That would be negative 8 ln of 4 minus root h, and then plus 2 times by 4 minus root h plus c. So expand it out, we have negative 8 ln of 4 minus root h, and then plus 8 minus 2 root h plus c. So which is just same as negative 8 ln of 4 minus root h, and then minus 2 root h. So plus 8 plus c. Constant plus constant is just some other constant. So, and then the final ones leave as k, so we can just use k to represent it. Then that will be the final expression we need to get. So 6 marks. And then let's look at the next part. A team of scientists is studying a species of slow-growing tree. The rate of change in height of a tree in this species is modeled by the differential equation dh over dt equal to t to the power 0.25 times by 4 minus root h over 20. And then h is a height in meters. And then t is the time measured in years after the tree is planted. So for modeling questions, we always need to be careful, like what's the actual units we need to use here. So if they could give us like meter or centimeter here and then use the different units later, or it could be here's years, later on they use months or days. So always need to make sure, like check the correct units. And then for part B, they want us to find, according to the model, the range in heights of trees in this species. So when they say the range in heights of the trees in this species, so basically just one has to work out like what's the largest possible height and what's the smallest possible height. Yeah. So just basically what are the possible values for H could it be? That's what it had to find. Yeah. And then obviously for the height of the trees, the smallest possible would be like more than zero because you can't have negative height. And then largest possible value of H is what we need to actually work it out. And then every time when you want to find the maximum minimum, what we should do, we use differentiation, right? We let the derivative equal to zero to find the maximum or minimum. So in this case, if you're looking for the maximum height, you need to looking for dH over dt, which they already give us. So all we have to do, just let dH over dt equal to zero and solve it to find what H is. So for this one, I will just write in here. So let dH over dt equal to zero. Then we have t to the power 0.25 times by 4 minus root h over 20 equal to 0. So times by 20 for both sides, t to the power 0.25 times by 4 minus root h is also equal to 0. So two factors multiply each other give you 0. One of them has to be equal to 0. So it's either t to the power 0.25 equal to 0 or 4 minus root h equal to 0. So then this one, obviously, t is going to be equal to 0, but we don't really need that. Yeah. And then for the second one, 4 is equal to root h. So square that for both sides. H is just equal to 16, which is what we need. So that would be the maximum possible height for h. So then h has to be more than 0 and then less than or equal to 16. So that would be the final range in height of the trees in this species. Yeah. So that's another 2 marks. And then, so for the next part, one of these trees is 1 meter high when it is first planted. Yeah. So 1 meter high, so that means h is equal to 1. So when it is first planted, so t is equal to 0. And then calculate in time, this tree would take to reach a height of 12 meters, giving you answer to 3 significant figures. Okay, now we need to do the integration. So dH over dt is equal to t to the power 0.25 and then 4 minus root h over 20. So if we're looking for h, we have to integrate that. So since we have h and t at the same time, so that's just the differential equation. We need to use the separation of variable. Just move all the h to one side and all the t to one side. So divide by 4 minus root h for both sides. Then we have 1 over 4 minus root h and dh. And times by dt for both sides. So we will have t to the power 0.25 over 20 and then dt. And we just take integral for both sides to integrate them. So now we know from part A, integrate dH over 4 minus root h is equal to that. So we can use the result from before straight away. So that would be negative 8 ln of 4 minus root h and then minus 2 root h. We don't really need to put plus k. So I mean, you can put it here, but it's not necessary. Normally, I always just put 1 plus c at the very right. Yeah. So I will put plus c later. So then to integrate the right-hand side, that's just something the power something. So just plus 1 the power. So 0.25 is just 1/4. So if we plus 1, let's just leave us 5/4. And then divide by 5/4. So 20 and then 5/4 here. And then plus c at the end. And then simplify this. That will give us negative 8 ln of 4 minus root h minus 2 root h equal to t to the power 5/4 divided by 20 times by 5/4. That's just 25 plus c. And now we need to substitute the conditions. So when h equal to 1, t equal to 0. So substitute that in. That would be -8 ln of 4 minus root 1. So root 1 is 1, 4 minus 1 is 3, so ln is 3. And then minus 2 times by root 1, which is just 2 times 1, so 2. And that's equal to 0, the part anything is 0. And then 0 divided by anything is 0, so just 0 plus c, which is just c. So now we know the c value, so which means the final equation in terms of t and h would be -8 times by ln 4 minus root h minus 2 root h is equal to t to the power 5 over 4 divided by 25 and then minus 8 ln 3 and also minus 2. Now we work out the time this tree would take to reach a height of 12 meters. So we just let h equal to 12 and then substitute in. So -8 ln 4 minus root 12 and then minus 2 root 12 equal to t to the power 5 over 4 divided by 25 minus 8 and 3 minus 2. So this is only t, we don't know, and that's what we try to work it out. And that's the only term containing variable. So it's easy, we just put errors in the calculator basically. -8 times by ln 4 minus root 12 and then minus 2 root 12. So that will just give us -1.937771749 and then equal to t to the power 5 over 4 divided by 25 minus 8, 3 minus 2. So now our +2 for both sides and then +8 ln 3 for both sides. So +2 plus 8 times by ln 3, that will give us 8.85118 equal to t to the power 5 over 4 divided by 25. So now I just times by 25 for both sides. That will be 221.279 equal to t to the power 5 over 4. So to work out t, we just do the power of 4 over 5 for both sides. Because if you take the power of 4 over 5 for both sides, then 5 over 4 times 4 over 5 just cancels out, become 1, and then we get t. Yeah. So now take the power 221.279, the power of 4 over 5 is equal to 75.15. They want 3 significant figures. So 75.15, I'm going to round it. So that'll be 75.2 years equal to t. So that will be the final answer.
Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, you can leave some comment. And then if you find the video helpful, please like it and subscribe it. May the A star be with you.